Hello, everybody. Happy Sunday. Welcome back to Fangirlz Assemble. It's
We're
us. We've
assembling.
assembled.
Same.
Look at us.
That's what we do.
It's crazy. We're here. I say we're here. We're queer. We're here to talk comics.
It's fair.
Welcome back. We're here to talk about She-Hulk by Rainbow Rowell, which is fantastic. Before we do that, we got to talk about our lovely sponsor,
That's right.
InStockTrays.com.
Are
Correct
you
me if I'm
doing it?
wrong. Am I bringing it up?
Yeah.
Yeah, I am.
Look at you.
You can get books up to 50% off. Isn't that right, Kristan?
I'm not going to correct you. In fact, sometimes it's more than 50% off.
That's
in that reg tag
bonkers.
sale. Yeah. Great stuff. And you know what? Can you get free shipping at all?
Yeah, actually you can if you spend $50, but if you're in the United States.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And I hear if you're in other countries, the shipping's actually pretty reasonable.
That's great because books are heavy.
Yeah, books are heavy.
And as we know, anyone we've sold books to, it's like
it's difficult. It's difficult.
Very difficult. But you can get a book for 50%, a very good book, 50% off that I just got. And that is Batman Wayne Family Adventures. Probably the best Batman book. It's so good.
You know what? It's to the point where I may have to get that because I loved it on Webtoon. It's still going on Webtoon.
It's still going. The art's great. You get some really great it's just fun. Listen, this is what we want from comic books. It's important to have the other stuff too, right? But also this.
Yeah, which is truly just like they sit around at a dinner table and talk about things.
Yeah.
It is the family adventures that we need.
Just grabbed it too. Grab Wayne Family Adventures, Win 3, and Batman the Night, which she has recommended to me on Goodreads. So now I've got to read Batman the Night. So
hey, I may read it, Jessica.
Gotta check it out. Let me share my screen so we can do what we did last time.
Let's do it.
Might as well just a little cursory glance of the front page, right? Again,
I love that it's 50% off. $7, you guys. Mm-hmm. That's great.
We got Detective Comics Omnibus out, 50% off. That's bonkers, crazy. I've heard some things about Ambassadors. I don't remember if it was good or bad, but I've heard things. Delinquent Daddy and Tender Teacher is out.
Oh, no. What is that? If that's your thing, you can get it.
It's one of those, single fathers.
Okay.
Their kids go, they meet the teacher.
Oh, the Dementia 21 box set. If I didn't already have those 2 volumes without the box set, I'd be on that.
I don't, and it looks really cool. So
it's awesome. It is like if you like Ito, you're gonna like that.
That's what I figured. What else we got? We got Fangirl Manga Volume 3. I didn't know there was a Volume 3 to that. It's pretty good. I read the book, like the novel.
I still need to read it. It's sat on my shelf for years.
This one I've wanted to read, but I haven't yet. I think Jess did. The Invisible Man and His Soon-to-Be Wife.
Oh.
Comey Can't Communicate. It's perfect.
We love Comey.
Got the Lazarus Planet hardcover last week in Stock Trades with Iron Man by Jerry Duggan. Nice. Let's see what else. Whatever this is looks great.
What are you pointing at?
Plush. Oh, it doesn't show my thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't see it. You know what? Plush. It does look good. I'm interested.
And whatever quality assurance is in Another World also looks great.
I saw that you recently read manga with a very long title.
Yeah, my friend Robert has a series. Every time he comes over, he brings a couple for me to read. And it's like 100 girls who love me very, very, very much.
Nice.
And it's I'll stop sharing my screen. But it's about this guy where it's like there's like a weird magical thing where they're like, hey, most people, and he's never been lucky in dating or whatever before, but he's like, most people only have one soulmate. Yes. Thank you. Robert, you got me. Thank you. Really, really love you. It's like what most people only have one soulmate. And they have to get together. If they don't get together, something bad will happen. I can't remember Robert exactly the beginning of it. But he's like, you have 100. And he's like, oh no. And so when he meets the girl, like another soulmate of his, there's like a boom, right? And it's really funny because you would think, it's a little pervy. So there is that.
I was
But
gonna
it's really
title makes
funny.
me think that.
And it's kind of the reason why it's so popular is because it's so endearing. Because with each girl, he's like, I will strive to be the best boyfriend I possibly can for you. And so he'll do these crazy things to make sure he's being the best person he can. So like in the most recent one, that Robert lent me yesterday, this girl, she's kind of a masochist a little bit, a lot. And she talks to him and she's like, I'm in love with you. I want to go out with you. And he goes, I'm sorry, I can't do that for you. And then he and she's like, oh my God, this is the most wonderful pain I've ever felt in my life. This is incredible. What a gift he's given me. And then he throws up. He's like, I'm sorry, that was so hard, but I knew that's what you wanted. I just want to do you a solid.
Wow.
And then they get together. It's cute. Yeah. So he ends up with 100. Romantic comedy about losing 0 heroin. So he's got to find all of them so they all live and they all like each other too. But it's sweeter than it sounds, but because there's permanence, it's not for everybody.
Interesting. I just love these long manga titles that
same
are ridiculous.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Always along. Any they're getting out of hand, but they're really funny. I
agree.
Oh, wait, let me share my screen one more time because the other book that's out besides Wind 3 that I want to read. Yeah, because they all talk to each other about stuff. It's not always about them and the guy.
No, that's cool. That's very rare.
Yeah, because they have their own things. I don't know what this is, but I want to read it real bad.
Yeah, I saw that came out too. Dark Horse, right? Yeah, I want to read it too. I don't know. It's a good cover.
Every time I see the cover, I'm like, I've got to know. Favorite sexual explicit manga? That's a big question. I grew up reading Love Hina. And that is... they're nude all the time, but it's they don't show details, so they get away with it. My parents would buy me volumes. Don't know how that was ever. How no one caught me. But when I was a kid, they're like, yeah, this is fine. So maybe that one.
Didn't even look through those.
No. Yeah. They were naked on the cover.
Yeah, that's weird. That is weird.
But they don't think about it. We're Brooks a Million. They're like, whatever, that's fine. Okay, so it's a trans love story. Oh,
cool.
We'll have to read it.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Let's get to our book. She-Hulk by Rainbow Rowell, volumes 1 and 2. I read the first 12 because that was on Marvel Unlimited. Spoiler alert, I loved it.
Yeah, it was great.
I mean,
that's the show.
Bye.
See ya.
It was good. So in this one, I feel like every She-Hulk is almost kind of similar that I end up reading. Besides a big omnibus that we read, but the newer ones, it's always oh man, I gotta start over again.
Yeah.
She-Hulk. She's like, yeah, I was in Fantastic Four. I was a big time lawyer, and I don't have my own apartment now. This is the only suit I own. Oh no.
Yeah.
And it's her restarting all over again. So she's going in for a new job with her former enemy. Luckily, Janet Van Dyne is letting her use her apartment. For you, Kristan. Hey, Kristan, on my way to a wrestling show. Just want to say hello.
How exciting. Have a good time, Danny.
Have a good time. I watched a little bit of wrestling a couple nights ago.
Yeah.
Some AEW at a friend's. Only a little bit, though.
Was it fun?
Yeah. I like watching wrestling whenever I do. But yeah, it just starts out with that, and then basically a guy from her past, Jack of Hearts, is that his whole name?
Yep.
Shows up.
Who was supposed to be dead.
Yeah.
Formerly dead. Yeah. But not dead now. And he's come back as a human.
Yeah.
His radiation levels are down. He can touch her now. So romance ensues.
Of course. Oh man, I knew the minute he showed up, I was like,
yeah, 100%.
Already, because I've never heard of this guy before. I'm sure I probably read him in something. I don't know him.
I didn't know him either.
But once again, these like character centric Marvel books, a lot of them do such a good job of being like, here's the basic background. You don't have to know everything. I'm like, yes. Because they're just like, last time we saw him, he was touching on her. I mean, he was holding her, but it was like sucking all the like life out of her. And then he had to go away and he blew up somewhere. So like, we get the gist. They can't be near each other because he'll suck all the gamma radiation out of her body and she would die.
A la Rogue.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Rogue-esque. Jack of Hearts and Kite Man is the actual DC Marvel crossover the world deserves. Yeah. Because they're both sweet. The minute he walks in, he's sweet. Like, because he gets there and she's like, are you sure you're still right? Let's try your powers. Let's try all this. And he's like, it's not working. And she's like, why don't you just drink some water? And he drinks some more. He's like, oh my God, this is incredible. And she's like, when's the last time you ate? He's like, I don't know, college? And she's like, let's get you some food. And he's just eating and eating. And he's just living his best life. Like, and they're so cute.
Yeah, I love the aspect to humanity he brought, right? Because it's one of those like things where it's cool to see someone who's very like super powered and couldn't do certain things. Like the simple everyday things like we do.
Yeah.
And then they're kind of forced into that and then they love it. Because at one point he's like, I love being sleepy. I love being tired. I get to sleep now.
I woke up, I ate, I went back to sleep. This was great.
Yeah, best day. And I was like, wow, I love like being able to step back and be like, hey, humanity is pretty cool.
Well, then he's also hasn't taken off his clothes. I mean, like his like superpowered clothes or whatever that holds his radiation.
Yeah, like a suit, yeah.
For decades. And she's like, so you don't bathe? He's like, well, I just never needed to. I mean, I'm just radiation. Like, I don't go to the bathroom or anything. She's like, are you sure? He's like, oh. He's like, let me leave you alone for that. But they're so cute. Like, just them. Because she gets in this, like, habit, right? Because she's at her new job, which is kind of shitty. Because it's like she's got, like, a little closet. Again, her boss is her, like, old nemesis. But
super rude.
Super rude, just Delaware Prada kind of lady, right? She's just unreasonable expectations. But luckily, the robot guy is there that was in it like
Andy.
a previous. Yeah, Andy's in a previous.
Yeah.
So I was very excited.
Yeah, Andy's awesome.
And also cute at the same time as her fighting Titania, but like for fun. So like Titania attacks her in the beginning, and she's like, no, I want to check out that new green body of yours. Let's fight. And by the end of it, she's like, why? She's like, you have a house. She's like, yeah, but it's rented. She's like, yeah, but still, you got like a partner. And Titania's like, I'm feeling bad for you. This is kind of weird. And she's like, listen, what if we just fight each other for fun? And she's like, wait, you do that for me? She's like, yeah, it'd be really fun to do that. So she starts a weekly fight club.
Which I thought was super funny, but also like the headcanon there.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, that's all I have to say.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Because they're like, yeah, we just want to fight each other. And then more superheroes join it. Love that.
Yeah.
But just like great. Her daily life is so fun. Of her just like coming home. Jack is there. He's learned how to cook. He's wearing her cute little sweater. They're just going out and doing stuff together. And he's getting to like live a normal life. And she's kind of leaning in that too because she's got a partner there with her. Like what she wanted.
Yeah, and of course the big moment where she breaks the fourth wall was very well done. And
God.
I don't know about you, but like as I was reading it, she hadn't done it, so I totally forgot that was an aspect of her character. So when it happened, I was like, she's talking to me?
Like, yeah, because she turns, she's looking straight out. She's like, I know you've been here the whole time. Because something bad's going to happen. We're obviously the relationship we just got because they finally like, we know it's gonna be taken away from us. We know it's coming. And she's like, hey, you guys, you've watched me restart my life over and over again, and you're about to just watch it again. You guys are gonna have to, like, this is ridiculous. I have to go through this again just for your benefit, the audience. Like, I have something good right now. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I didn't write this.
It was so well done though, because again, it was like to this point, she hadn't done it. So at least me reading it, I hadn't expected it. It happened, and I was like, this is so well done.
Devastating.
Like, so well done. And, we talk all the time. We were just talking about Wayne Family Adventures.
Yeah.
We want to see these characters just living their lives, living their humanity lives as much as possible, right? And I feel like we got that, like, perfectly in this.
Oh, yeah, because it hurts more.
Yeah.
It, like, and, even Wayne Family Adventures has, like, downers, right? This, like, because we have all this time, this, like, day-to-day, we see her kind of building herself up. She's happier now. And Jack's happy. And they're happy together. They're finally, like, something special. And she's even talked before about how, like, because she was talking to Patsy, and she's like, I didn't have this before. Guys, either want, like, they like the, like, me when I'm small and not green, or they super fetishize me tall and green, right? And there's no real in between. And the closest thing I had were both workaholics. We're not together. And this guy doesn't care either way. He just liked me. He just liked spending time with me. Both me. I feel like I was Jennifer. I feel like I was She-Hulk. I feel like I was both. And that was okay. I was like, oh my God, stop. So when things happen, I was like, stop it. Just leave it alone. It's good.
They wanted to hurt us.
And they did. Oh, I guess you could, yeah. More talking to the writer.
Yeah, that was me dramatically reacting when she started breaking the fourth wall. I was like,
I felt very bad about it, as if it was my fault, because that's how I am as a person. Because like, some of my, like, background for, like, academically is intelligence work, like, in school and stuff. And I was like, honestly, I'd be really bad at it, because, like, I could do, like, the desk work, but if it was anything else, it'd be really bad, because if you're like, hey, did you do this thing? My brain's like, did I?
Did I do that thing?
So I'm gonna feel. Even like growing up, I was like, I always felt guilty for things I didn't do, because I was like, I must have forgotten. It's the Catholic, probably. I go ahead and assume the guilt.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm so sorry, She-Hulk. I'm so sorry. And all the Jen Bartel covers drew him so. He looks so cute. He's so handsome.
And those covers are always great.
She's a Final Fantasy fan, Jen Bartel, as obvious by her very explicit Twitter posts sometimes. And there's his hair is exactly like the main character of Final Fantasy VIII, this, like, brown swoopiness. So I was like, Jen, I'm gonna have to, like, text her, or not text her, my friend Jen. I'm gonna have to tweet at her and be like, did you? One time, a background check for a new job took way too long to come back, and I convinced myself I embezzled funds and forgot about it.
Yeah, I've been there.
It's like when somebody's, like, mood is off at all, and I'm like, what horrible thing did I do? As if they're not capable of having other things in their life that could possibly upset the, like, vibe. But I'm like, I've done something.
It's me.
Everyone's mood is dependent on my actions constantly.
It's funny you mentioned the background check thing, Jessica, because that reminds me of my job I have right now. When I got, like, they did a background check, and I got the thing in the mail that shows if anything shows up, and it wasn't for me. Like, it was someone's name who was almost exactly my name, like one letter off.
Whoa.
Actually, maybe not even that. I
think
they
had an I-N?
There was like an I-A-N.
Okay.
So it was, like, almost the same, and they had the same birthday but different year.
Weird.
So it was April 20th, different year, and it was, like, in the same state. So I was like, hold on, and did I do these things? Like, and it was, like, little minor traffic violations, so it wasn't even, like, a huge deal, but it was still like, oh no, do they think this is me? Yeah, it was really weird.
Maybe there's another you. Maybe, I don't know, they review other things. Maybe they hate comic books and they hate reading.
I mean,
they're all for burned books. Banned books.
There's no way it's not. Yeah.
Whatever, Kristan, we all know you're smart enough to use an alias to get away with the crimes against society. Yeah. That's why we act really dumb on stream. This is all a play.
Yeah.
If we act really goofy and like, then they're never going to suspect anything.
That's all right. They won't know it was us all along.
Yep, exactly.
Wow.
God, yeah, this was great. And if there ends up being, I'll read this forever. But I feel that way about a lot of She-Hulks. Like they're always really fun. I have a good time. This one's really hitting the mark, especially after the show. Because like watching the show and then reading this, I was like, I felt like I was in a familiar, comfortable place. Because I'm sure we'll never get another season.
Oh, which makes me so sad.
Because
so sad.
I know it's a really good show. And I know the ending was really cool. But I know that people who don't read She-Hulk regularly are not going to get behind that. You know what I mean? Like,
it's such a bummer.
If you don't read She-Hulk and you know
more.
where she's from, you're going to be like, this is really stupid. And it was like trying to placate the leftist. I don't know what they say. It's so well, but like this, that's what she does. It's goofy, it's fun, it's not high stakes, and she breaks the fourth wall, which is exactly what she did in the show.
It was like my favorite Marvel thing in the past who knows how long. Yeah, for sure.
Like until Marvels comes out. Which, did you see the cover? They released a poster for Marvels. It's just the cats.
Oh no, I didn't see that. That sounds amazing.
So you gotta see it. There's gonna be a ton of cats in it.
Oh, I want to see it. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. When is that coming? Is that this month?
I can't remember. Mary's saying she wants to read this now because she loved the show. Yeah, Mary, I think you would like it. I think any fan of the show, like it's very accessible. Yeah.
You don't need to know
me the whole time.
Anything. Like if you've read She-Hulk before, you'll get some of the characters that show up, like Patsy. You'll get like Patsy Walker. You'll get Andy, the robot guy. Since you watch the show, you'll get Titania, and she's just as great. Bummer that's November. I was hoping that was secretly this month while we were in town at the same time. I was like, let's go.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Did you read Tamaki's run yet? That was a less bright, kind of sad run. I don't know if I have or not. It's possible.
I have not, and
I've read a lot of She-Hulk and then I forget what I've read or not. But this was so quick. I was like, more of this.
Yeah. Yeah, I will definitely like continue on the next volume, like no doubt.
The book club issue. Was that in the? No, it wasn't.
I don't think so.
No, because I read 2 extra by accident. Oh man, I'm so sad. There's a book club issue. It's so good.
Well, I'll keep going.
Okay. It's all the girls. They're having a little book club.
Oh, I love that.
And Sue Storm has to bring her kids because they misbehave and they're grounded. But the only way she can ensure that they stay grounded is if they stay with her. So they have like their headphones in the background.
That's cute.
And like, no one's finished the book. It's really good. Except for She-Hulk. She's like, what the guys? Surprisingly, I've liked all of Rowell's comics, but never loved any of her prose. Oh, it was issue 12. I feel so bad. Yeah, never read a Rainbow Rowell prose, but all of her comics have been hits. What about? Did she write Fangirl? What did she write?
She wrote Fangirl. I
like Fangirl. I haven't read any of the Wayward Son or the boys stuff.
Yeah. I haven't read any of that either. I've read some. She did this great Star Wars short story that was so good. So I read that. I love that. I'll have to look up the name of it.
Yeah.
And then I read 1 or 2 other of her prose like years ago that I liked.
Well, we know we love Pumpkinheads.
Of course. Yeah.
And I'm sure I read some of her Runaway stuff, but yeah, the only prose I've read of hers is Fangirl. But I think Hayden. I feel like Hayden's read like.
Hayden loves like Carry On and all those. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people really do. I like the covers a lot because it's by that same guy who does a lot of comic book covers.
Yeah.
I think Carry On was her best. Souls would be higher, but the art gave me nightmares. Dan's Slots Run is still my favorite. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to choose because I like Slots a lot. I don't think I want to rate them. I like all of them a lot.
I think I would easily put this at the top for me. Over Slot.
I think it works so great because the story's great, the humor's great, and the art's great all in one. Because you could say it with some of the other She-Hulk runs that the mix of them wouldn't exactly work for everyone. And this is one I can say would work for everyone.
Yeah. I feel that way too. Plus, like, I think especially when there are more issues, when we get more issues, it'll be easier to compare the two. But just as far as like the levity of this one versus
it
the
feels so
other,
good.
it's just nice. Yeah, it just feels nice. And I loved all the aspects of it.
Yeah, I'm gonna add that to my wish list. So I remember to pick these up because I really like them. This would be one that's like these volumes are good to like find at a con, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
Which we all need to choose one to all go to next year. Jessica, what con do you want to go to next year? We'll go. Mary, can we stay at your place for New York Comic Con? Can we all go? Can we stay on your floor?
I don't think Mary has a room.
You live there. That's all that matters, right? We'll talk to Joe. Stay at Joe's house. It's getting a new number one. Why? Why does Marvel do? I know why they do it. You know what I mean? For sales, but also, I hate that. I hate that so much. I understand because like, okay, the number one always sells the most. Quit doing it.
It's annoying.
Quit it. I feel so bad for any new people trying to get into comic books. Like, their number ones aren't real, and it's like they're not really.
Yeah, it's rough.
Makes me mad. What else?
That's it. We really liked it. I was glad Andy was back.
I love him.
Always
I love
love
his
Andy.
little board. I love that he's dating her boss.
Yeah.
I love all of his like connections to things. Like, I guess we should talk about all the cameos that are in here. Like, now I'm trying to remember what's in which issue. Did you see Doctor Doom?
Well, I saw Doombot.
Doombot, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
Doombot was great.
Yeah, that was a good time.
Yeah,
everyone who came and like asked for her services was really fun. Nightcrawler was there.
I love that they all needed it so quick. They were like, she's like, I'm looking for, and they're like, yeah, we all need lawyers.
Yeah.
And then when she landed Krakoa as a deal, and her boss was like, wait a second, you got Krakoa? Retainer fee? Well, never mind. Because she's like, yeah, what other clients am I gonna get? You hire,
honestly. She's like, I don't know anybody else.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, that was really fun. I would read like a whole series of like a 5-issue volume of just like those court cases specifically,
which would be great. You know, like especially if you just have like a whole series that's just like She-Hulk and Murdoch, and it's just them doing like superpowered cases every week. That's what just give me a murder she wrote or like a, you know what I mean? Some law and order, but it's superpowered people. Yeah,
love it.
That's fun. And then She-Hulk and Murdoch hook up because that was really fun too.
The end. We why don't they talk to us?
I'm telling you, we would make them so much money.
So true.
We really would. And the thing is, I would be like, listen, the single issues, you're not going to get the younger people with it. Just get a little graphic novel. Get do webtoon or whatever, and then have it be this kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
The younger people, especially the queer people, are going to eat it up.
Yep, it'll happen.
And just make some guy be baby girl, okay? That's what you need. Because like Jack of Hearts, if I showed that to like young people, I was like, listen, he's baby. They'd be like, oh my God, he's baby? And then they'd eat it up. They'd buy all the merchandise. They'd read everything. That's all.
They start drawing hearts on their face.
Absolutely, they would.
Yeah.
I'd be like, the heart was his choice. And like, the heart was his choice.
Yeah, they'll get the sweater, you know.
Exactly. That's all you have to do. Because they did the same with Daredevil, right? They do the same with Jason Todd. You just have to tell him he's baby. And they're like, wait, big, strong woman, baby man? Like, yeah. Oh, you're kidding. Big, strong girl fight club? Yeah. Baby man brings her coffee? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, forget about it.
So true.
We should be in the marketing team.
Honestly.
Especially like if they were like, hey, you have the reins, here's TikTok, we would kill it. Like, yeah, I know exactly.
We know where to go.
And then with the Barbie movie, just do like a ton of like Ken parodies, but with like Marvel guys.
Mm-hmm.
And be like, see, he's big dumb.
He's Knuff.
Yeah. And they'd be like, yeah, we get it. I get it. Because there's a ton of Marvel men that love horses.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
They love horses and jackets. Oh, they absolutely know. That's why Silk keeps coming back after 7 cancellations because of single sales. Yet her paperbacks sell well enough to come back. Yeah, that's what I hate.
It's hard.
Reading comic books is difficult.
Chris got it right, though. She-Hulk Law and Order Special Superhero Victims Unit. Perfect.
I would die.
It would be so good.
Die. If I could have that as a show, they wouldn't be able to afford it because of She-Hulk. But because that was good about She-Hulk, is like her like weekly, just make it procedural, a rom-com procedural, which is basically what they did. Just keep doing that.
Yep.
They don't all have to be complicated.
No, and that's why it was so perfect.
It was great.
So good.
Like, I'm looking forward to Loki because I know I'm going to get some of that again. Because, like, I like the tough stuff, but I think some of the tough stuff is, like, so pretentious for no reason. Like, they overcomplicate it. I don't know. Because, like, WandaVision was great because it had a good mix.
Yep, I agree.
I want a web 2 of Matt Murdock and Jen Walters opening a practice together and fighting crime at night. Just a mini Grumpy Sunshine Tales. Why don't... Yes. I know they're not in the same city, right? Because she's more of an LA girl. But, like, why wouldn't you do that?
Honestly, we want that Grumpy Sunshine.
100%. And Matt Murdock needs somebody to make money because he does his like mostly like helping people, and then everyone wants to pay some cases for money. Jen can bring in the money. She does have expensive taste, so and her clothing doesn't fit.
Right. So she has to.
Yeah, it's not too much to ask Jessica. It's exactly the right amount.
Mm-hmm. One day, maybe. Probably not.
Probably not.
But we can hope. There's a fanfic out there. We'll find it.
I wonder what other superheroes do you think would do well by having a book that's like of this kind of vibe?
I mean, I can make an argument for anyone, I feel like.
That's true.
Every like member of
Wolverine leaves and opens up a bar in Canada.
Yes. And he's just annoyed at everybody's stories. He's like, I'm not your therapist, bub.
Bub.
And
then he's having a hard time explaining his polyamorous romance to everybody else in town.
What?
Because he's with Scott and Jean.
I was like, what are we talking about?
They're like, who's with who? Kate on disastrous dates. Yes, Sex in the City, but Sex in Gotham City.
Yes.
How does that work? How do you meet people?
This is what we need.
Yeah, absolutely. Not enough of this. That's why stuff like this is good, and I want it just do this for everybody. Just like do your big thing, right? But also do this. Because this makes me laugh. It also wrecks me all the time.
All right, I got it. Captain Marvel opens a cat cafe. But all of them are flirkins, so she's got to figure out, okay, wait. We got to make sure they don't act up when there are people around.
Absolutely.
Done.
Absolutely. Storm is a weather disaster, Jason.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah.
I love that, actually.
Or, you know what? I feel like Storm should be a guest judge on, like, RuPaul's Drag Race. I want to see that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Is there a superhero equivalent of Tinder? Absolutely. It's like how there's, like, celebrities have Raya or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
There's gotta be one.
Mm-hmm.
And it's gotta be bad.
Yeah.
Because you get some, like, C-list. You're like, God, this guy?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's so weird. Like, they have to have some weird stuff about them.
Yeah, there needs to be, let's get a mini-series of some superhero dating, dealing with that app, right?
Absolutely. Like, I want to date with an X-Man, but, like, they're the worst to go on dates with living in that house with a million other people. Like, what's the deal? Zatanna needs the money and does kids' birthday parties.
Yes.
Emma Frost as a private investigator. Absolutely. It would work.
See, these are the things we need. This stuff would sell, at least with us.
Yeah. I would buy every bit of it. Yeah. But the C-list, D-list are the best couples, like Porcupine and Jessica Drew. That's true. That's why I even met they maybe they're couples counselors. Instead of mask for mask, it's flyer for flyer. Or mask M-A-S-K for M-A-S-K.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I love Living Heroes. That was so good. They should hire them to do that, but for real.
Honestly, doesn't make sense.
I know.
I need to read that, by the way, still.
Oh, and that's why, like, I talk about all the time, but Marvel Midnight Suns was so fun for me because I was like, I get to be in a book club with Blade and Captain America and Captain Marvel and Wolverine, who only came for snacks, but then he had to choose a book, and so he chose this like space action adventure western thing. And by the end of it, they were like, "Yeah, this was really cool." And he's like, "I didn't think they were actually gonna be into it."
That's cute.
It was great. Charles Xavier getting annoyed because everyone has not interested in telepaths in their bio.
It's perfect. It writes itself.
And when he finally finds someone who doesn't, it says no baldies. He's like, oh man.
Oh, sad.
Bummer. I get it. I also wouldn't. Are people trying to, someone want to date with Superman and they're like, he's just too perfect. He was so sweet and wonderful. And they're like, I'm awful, and I will never be able.
Well, it's like also he got to be hiding something, right? They're like, those are red flags. Too much.
There's no way he can't be that sweet. Not possible. I'll go back to dating Oliver and just be like, at least Playboy. I know what I'm getting into. Yes. You just describe. I know.
I mean, honestly, that's why I was like red flags.
Well, we've been watching Adventures with Superman, and Elliot's like, I think this could be the one that gets Kristan. This could be the one that does it.
You think?
He's so cute. He's so cute. He's so silly. I know. But that you should watch the show anyways. Even don't watch it for him. Just watch it for how anime it is. Kind of like it's just. Okay. It's really on? Great. Max.
We'll see. You made a face.
Because it's called Max.
No. I know. It's so. I can't say that. I have to put HBO in front of it.
She hates cute. No, she doesn't. You'll like it.
I love cute and silly.
What are we on about these shirts? We wouldn't even know where to put them, Josh.
Honestly,
we don't have near mint money. We're just two people.
That's true.
Sometimes I can't buy books. That's where
I can't right now. So
yeah, same. That's why I was like, I'm reading what's available.
Yeah, I get
it. Listen, that would be what Jessica wants.
That'd be what I want.
Yeah,
that'd be amazing. Oh, I'm so excited to watch the new episode. Anyway, no one cares about that, but Jessica, we're gonna watch it after this.
I only have time for Claim to Fame. Okay, and now I've guessed them all.
I think I know all of them now too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're too good. We're too good. But the rest of them won't guess it because they're too young, so it's fine.
Right, that's true.
James cares. You gotta save that talk for out of here. I'm just kidding. Like Twitter with being X, what is it with rich people ruining their brands?
Oh, gosh. I hate it so much. I'll scroll to find the T in my phone, and then it's just X, and I'm like, keep forgetting.
Yeah. Rowell, She-Hulk run is well written. The art is good. I enjoy it. Absolutely.
We felt the same.
Matt, did you catch up? I haven't watched this week, so I'll watch that later. Because Ellie and I watch it together. But I'm excited.
Have you watched Heartstopper yet?
Yeah, I watched it, of course.
Oh, you're like, I haven't.
Duh. You haven't watched it yet?
No, I haven't had a chance. I need to.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
It's good. I mean, it's, of course.
Yeah, of course.
It's, delivers exactly what I thought it would. And it's good. Those boys everybody's so sweet and adorable.
Sweet baby angels.
And I love everything they add for the extra characters. It makes me really happy.
Love that.
It's very good. Besides that, we've been watching, like, I think we're gonna catch up on One Piece because we just watched some of the movies this week, and then I've been watching My Happy Marriage on Netflix, that anime.
Mm.
And it's still really good.
Good. Cool.
I will keep calling it Twitter so Musk knows what dead naming feels like.
I love that. I mean,
right on.
I'll never call it X, that's for sure. I love
that's so
that
weird.
framing of it, though. That's so good.
HBO Max continues to the channel. They switched to Max not to pay people royalties. Musk just has a fetish with X for some reason. He does, because he tried to do it with PayPal.
Yeah, he's...
Well, and then HBO Max, they switched it, but then people, like, they lost so many subscribers because you had to, like, redo it.
It's so annoying.
So many old people barely can do it. Like, my mom doesn't understand subscriptions at all. I pay for them and then put them on TV. She would not know how it works outside of that.
Okay.
These are the people.
Yeah.
These don't sound like real names.
Yeah. It's a good time this season.
One of them is a person from Survivor, right?
Yes.
That's
what
what
the
TikTok told me.
surprise. Yeah.
Discovery lost so much money with buying HBO. Well, you know what? Oh, Disney's raising price? Come on. That's fine. I just pick and choose. I go through them because none of them are worth keeping for a long period of time, you know? Well, oh man, what's next week? Let me check our little thing. Let me check our Google Drive doc.
Could you send that to me again? I feel like I've lost the link in the...
Yeah.
Thanks. It is 6 sidekicks, yeah? Of Trigger Keaton?
Yep.
Okay.
So it is.
Very exciting. Thank you.
No problem. Oh, dang.
Yep, Luke got kicked.
Big Brother's heating up.
Thankfully. Yeah, these people. Just like, what's wrong with people?
Those people are the ones that end up on TV, so, you know. Well, we'll be back next week with six sidekicks of Trigger Keaton. Am I saying all that correctly?
You are, yeah.
Cool.
I have it near me.
Do you have a show today?
I do not, but next weekend, Jessica and I will be talking about The Walking Dead, Compendiums 1 and 2. We're going to read all this.
That's big.
Yeah, and there's 2 of them.
And on Tuesday, Jess will be joining me, and I'll read a new reader for Wonder Woman Historia.
Ooh, exciting.
And 2 weekends from now, Jess and I will be joining Kristan in real life.
Yay!
Oh, and Elliot, too. He's not watching the show. He's watching something else.
That's okay.
I look over and I'm like, oh. But I guess he lives with me, so he doesn't have to.
It's okay. I get it. Reed's also not watching.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys next time, and have a good Sunday.
And buy yourself some books from InStockTrades.com.
Goodbye.